In the world of true crime, stories of serial killers often send chills down our spines. But what happens when the monster you fear is someone you know? This is the story of Edward Wayne Edwards and his courageous daughter, April Blasio. Edward Wayne Edwards, a name that would later become synonymous with terror. But to April Blasio, he was just dad. Growing up, April had an ordinary childhood, but as she got older, she began to notice things that didn't quite add up. I remember moving a lot, never really settling in one place. My dad always had a story, always an excuse, but there was something off. From 1977 to 1996, Edward Wayne Edwards was responsible for a series of brutal murders across the United States. His victims, young lovers, vulnerable teens, anyone who crossed his path. The police were baffled. The murders seemed random, unconnected, but Edwards always managed to stay one step ahead, blending in, moving on. Years later, as an adult, April began to piece together the puzzle. The constant moving, the strange behavior, her father's dark moods, it all started to make sense. I couldn't ignore it anymore. The dates, the places we lived, they all lined up with these unsolved murders. I knew I had to do something. In 2009, April made the toughest decision of her life. She contacted the police, sharing her suspicions and the evidence she had gathered. When we got the call from April, we were skeptical at first, but as we dug deeper, everything matched. Her courage and determination were crucial in breaking this case wide open. In July 2009, Edward Wayne Edwards was arrested. The evidence was overwhelming. He confessed to 5 murders, but investigators believed there could be many more. In 2010, Edwards was convicted and sentenced to death. He died in prison in 2011, but the scars he left behind remain. It was the hardest thing I've ever done, turning in my own father, but I knew it was the right thing to do.